Pen Plus.
Ever since it launched in India, the Q7 has been one of Audi's biggest success stories. And now the Brute has gone and got a bit of a makeover. But does that impress Kabir Mahajan? Go check it out.
Now we know that the Germans are capable of making some pretty insane stuff. I mean, you ask them to design you a toaster, they'll design you a flamethrower. And it's ditto with their cars, be it in terms of performance or sheer size. And nothing sort of embodies the size bit more than this, the Audi Q7. It's the Incredible Hulk's idea of a luxury SUV. And Mr. Hulk, there's no better time to buy one than now. Because Audi have gone ahead and given it quite a comprehensive makeover. Now, since this is a largely cosmetic makeover, so in a very untimed drive sort of fashion, I'm going to tell you about what's new in the way this car looks. First of all, there's a liberal use of LEDs. Those headlamps, they have LEDs. The indicator lamps, they have LEDs. Lamps on the wing mirrors, they have LEDs. Those tail lamps, they have LEDs. And because two countries in the world couldn't really fit their number plates onto the last car's tailgate, there's a new tailgate design. And that's just the beginning. Now Audi realized that their clientele loves to go to these expensive vodka bars. So while you do get 5 doors, you do get 4 seats, you do get all the safety equipment in the world, and you do get acres and acres of space inside this, you now get ambient lighting to mirror the mood of your favorite night hotspot. For that, there's a 14-speaker Bang & Olufsen stereo, which is controlled by this, Audi's 3rd generation multimedia interface. And its current avatar, it's got a 10 gig hard drive for music, pop-up controls for your climate control, and Audi's music interface to hook up your iPod. The extra garnish aside, it's business as usual. It's a facelift after all. Under the hood, it's pretty much the same story. There's a 3-litre diesel, the 4.2-litre V8 petrol, and the 3.6-litre V6 petrol. The 3-litre TDI makes the maximum sense with the 6-speed auto box and quattro 4-wheel drive. It puts out 240 brake horsepower and is typically Audi, smooth and delightful. And because the techniques really haven't changed much, it's pretty much the same to drive as before. The engine is smooth, there's loads and loads of grip from the quattro system. And because it's German, it automatically handles brilliantly. Now you will have to pay some extra cash for all the increased spice. But if you're on the lookout for a really large and luxurious off-roader, this thing should be towards the top of your list. Regardless of whether you're the Incredible Hulk or not, whether you drink vodka or not.
Chevrolet Aveo Yuva. Now the name's quite a mouthful, and the car isn't half bad either. But what if you got one second hand? Should you go for it? Well, Kailash Menon puts it through the paces.
Alright, so you want a hatchback that's more spacious than your neighbor's sedan. One that looks cool without trying too hard. One that drives fairly well. Well, if these are your requirements, then look no further than a Chevy Aveo Yuva. Yes, it's not a radical looking hot hatch, but it's not unpleasant either. The drive is also not a scorcher. That's true. If you like spirited driving, you should settle in for a Suzuki Swift, because the 1.2-litre 75 bhp engine on this one is just about adequate. It does about 110 Newton meters of torque, yet most of the time it runs out of steam, because at 1075 kilos, the Aveo Yuva is not exactly a lightweight. It might not go vroom, but talk about leg room and shoulder room, and this car has plenty of it. Yes, it does live up to its tag of being incredibly spacious, but you know what guys, let's get real. You can't play Saif Ali Khan and stuff in an entire football team into this car, but the roomy interiors will allow you to take your family of 5 on a weekend getaway without crippling them. And trust me, there are not many hatches in the country that claim to do so. So if space is what you're looking at,
this is the car to bet your money on.
But just before you seal the deal, check the following.
A Chevy U-Vaz with some serious miles on the clock are notorious for engine misfires, so make sure you check it. To do that, all you got to do is crank up the engine and listen in carefully for any spitting or popping sounds. If the engine note is erratic, it spits or sputters, you would want to stay away from that car or get the fuel injectors replaced before you sign the dotted line. Now do check for clogged exhaust valves, especially at slower speeds. Monitor the car. If it's surging ahead with a jerk or it's hesitating to roll, that's a classic case of clogged exhaust valves. So make sure you negotiate a discount or get it fixed before you buy the car.